All right, so let's talk some practicalities here. How do you get your music to go viral? What are some strategies you can put in place for that?
Yeah, so obviously the term viral kind of means unpredictable, right? But we'll talk about some ways that are high traffic that you can try to aim for.
Yeah.
So it's not just like random content that you do. It is you see that somebody has a bunch of traffic already and you're just trying to like latch onto the traffic.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm talking about when I'll explain viral in this sense. So if you know that Drake is going to come out with a new song, like there's a big artist, or Taylor Swift, or one of like the bigger artists, you know that they're planning a release. So firstly, you need to be following them. So you need to know when that release is going to come out, so that like as soon as it comes out, then you can try to make some sort of remix or a cover song or something like that that is different enough from the content that it's not going to get flagged on YouTube or Facebook. But this is probably like the best place this is going to happen is a YouTube. Or, it could happen on TikTok as well. But the reason I said that is because people are going to go then search the song on YouTube. And if your cover song or your remix or your interpretation of that song is the first one to pop up, then you have the benefit of being, first to market, it's called. So also, if you like make a really cool cover song that's like, let's say that Taylor Swift has a song and it's pop, and you do like a country interpretation of it, or like a rock interpretation of it, or hip hop or whatever, then like that's something that oftentimes people like the remixes better than the first one, right? So that's a way that you can consistently latch on to traffic. You don't have to limit yourself to just doing that with one artist. You can follow like, it depends on how hard you want to work in this, because there's people who do this on YouTube all the time. People who we've promoted for that do really well on YouTube with this strategy. Right. So if you want to follow like 15 artists and you just want to crank out songs, like you can do that with this strategy. Now, like I said, you have to make the content different enough that you're not just taking like that instrumental and then uploading it, because then you could get flagged by YouTube. Right. But we were talking about, in previous episodes, there was a guy whose name is slipping me again, but the dude who like saw that Baby Shark was going up, and then he made his own like Baby Shark R&B remix, and then like has millions and tens of millions of views on YouTube because of this. And I know because I was researching his Desmond Dennis, that's it. So his YouTube versus his Spotify, like he's gonna have way more views on YouTube because this strategy works best with YouTube. Yeah. Also, people like, you have to think about your demographic. So if you have it on video versus just the song, like you can repurpose that content more. So if you repurpose the content on YouTube, you can also turn it into like TikTok and turn it into Instagram Reels and Instagram stories and video, and like you can repurpose this content everywhere when it's on video. With audio, it's a bit harder to do that. You can just do it on YouTube and Spotify and like try to do it that way, but then you might have to worry about more so licensing and going that route. Whereas on YouTube, like you don't have to monetize that content right away. You can just look at getting new subscribers so that you can just put out your music to them later and sell merch and have your shows and sponsors and all that other stuff, right? Because an advertiser is just looking for eyeballs. That will convert well for them. So don't be short-minded and thinking that I should have the YouTube monetization on this video as soon as it comes out. Like you don't have to do that. In fact, sometimes like they might say that this can't be monetized on YouTube, but they'll let the video keep running, which is perfectly fine. As long as your video is optimized to get subscribers and to capture the audience. So even if you want to send people over to like an email list on your website, you can do it with that strategy because you're just getting eyeballs. So a lot of times with even website SEO, you are not always going for terms that will get you buyers right away.
Yeah.
Like those terms are the best because they have intent of somebody who wants to buy. Like if somebody says, like if you guys type in, best music promotion sites, like we're one of the first, right? And that's a intent keyword. But there's also a bunch of other keywords we're ranking for that somebody's not searching to buy right now, but it means that they're an artist if they're searching this. So we want to get in front of all those too. So same thing here. Like somebody's not going to necessarily get you the most YouTube AdSense revenue as immediately, but you can convert that later on.
Right.
You can convert them to a customer later or a super fan later. So that's the best strategy. Not only just to go viral, but like an overall marketing strategy to get people into your sales funnel.
Yes.
Yeah.
That makes sense.